You often wonder when there's a wildfire what the wildlife does. Of course, if you're a bird, you're able to fly away in most cases, or if you're an ungulate, you can usually or potentially find your way out. There we can see some smoke in the distance there from the fire still. But if you're a smaller critter, sometimes the strategy is more local. You can't run away, but you can burrow down. And here's an example of a hole maybe that a crawdad dug to get down to the water table. So if you're in, that's a survival strategy. We're a fire-adapted ecosystem, and the plants and the animals have come up with all their different strategies for why and how they thrive out here in an area that floods during the summer and is vulnerable to wildfire during the spring. So it's a climate of extremes. Even though we don't get snow down here, we do go on an annual basis into extreme flooding conditions, sheet flow across the landscape, and then potential for drought and the occurrence of wildfire during the spring. So, who says the swamp doesn't have its seasons? And there we have a cypress dome. Look at that cypress dome. It's green. It's relatively more vulnerable to drought than the surrounding landscape, so that provides some refuge too, especially when it's still holding onto its water. This particular dome went dry and it had some got singed underneath. That's not necessarily atypical. Those trees can survive that, especially when the peat's holding onto water. But the best case scenario is we have more water in the swamp later into spring than we're currently getting, and we can do that. We can't control the clouds, but we can replumb the drainage infrastructure, strategically put in plugs and culverts, bridges, fill in sections of canal to put the water, keep the water in the swamp, increase that dry season storage, and get the fire cycles and water cycles back in harmony. That's the goal anyhow, right? Gotta dream big. You can see the fire still smoldering there in the distance. Thanks for watching.